Okay, here we go. All right, we're back on Simple Survival server. We've been laying out our mountains. I've been doing a little more work in this corner and then started digging into. I'm telling you, I get a little bored with digging this out and have to go do something else, like play another game or something. But it's basically what we got here. Still working on that. I want to talk about the paths again. I gave you a couple path options last week. For how I wanted it to go. I think I decided on this stone-based path here as my best option. I went ahead and got rid of the other. We had like sandstone and birch wood, but I think this blends in better with what we have. So this is going to be the palette we're going to go with for our paths around here. And whenever we have these raised moss blocks, that's where the paths are going to go. Obviously, as we get buildings in here, I might have to move the paths around, but I think just starting out by having the paths will give me a better idea as to what I want things to look like. So that's kind of what's going to happen there. Let me pull this back just a little bit. Make sure the music isn't too loud. And hey, welcome to the chat. How things going for you? It's got a little bit of Minecraft building going on here on the Simple Survival server. We're going to go up top. I want to talk about the overground, as we call it. I'm calling it. I don't really know what we say this is, but so if the others are underground, this is over that. So overground, maybe? I don't know. Let's figure out what we want with this. I think in the last stream, I showed the spreadsheet I put together as to where we can have stuff at. Right now, I've got, let's see, cows here. So I've got my 16 cow spawners, 16 pig spawners. The chickens are way over here. This is almost an automatic setup because there's a fox that likes to wander around here and just attack them. I might incorporate that into what we have going on. And then that'll just, yeah. You can just AFK near it. And then sheep are over here right now. If we move the sheep, we can just smooth this out, make that, or put something else there for that matter. But the back side of this, I think it's where we're going to end up having all these animal spawners at. I think because I don't have the underground extending over this far on the plot, I think we can come in along here and even back in here and put all of our animal spawners so that they can... Oh, it's another fox. Doesn't seem to be scared of me. So anyway, so we could have all those out here and have paths going between each of them. That was kind of my thought for that. So let's talk a little bit about how we're going to do that. Let me pull up my spreadsheet on my browser. Pretty sure I showed y'all last time what that is. If I find it again, it was trying a new playlist with the music too, something a little more chill. To be honest, I haven't listened through all these songs, so I might have to cut some. We'll see. Okay. All right. That file went into this simple survival base. There we go. Okay. Let me get that pulled up real quick. We are in. Let's see. Let me pull up my coordinates. Okay. I forget where my number is for the chunks. Goodness, guys. 1 second. Let me make this larger on my screen. Okay, I see the coordinates, chunk numbers. I'm looking for a small number. Is it 4, 5? Is that where I'm at? Hold on. Yeah. Okay, I see it. Right next to the chunk. Okay. Let's pull that spreadsheet back up real quick. I'm gonna put it over on the other screen. Well, hold on 1 second. There it is. Okay, let me pull that back up. Sorry about that. It was not letting me pull it across there. Okay, so my chunk is 4, 5 right here, and I can use 4, 0, 4, 3, or 4, 6. You'll see that right in the right up here, the chunk numbers, the coordinates for that. On my grid, I've got them laid out so that I can see. Let's see, 4, 6 would be right here, so that's one there. 5 for 4 for 3, right there. Okay. We can put our. I mean, honestly, we're just doing 8, or 16 spawners, so we don't have to follow a chart for this. We'll still mark them whenever we put them in there. So let's go ahead and get that back off the screen. I believe, and I probably just closed that out, didn't I? Lovely. Okay. Open that back up. Oh, 1 second. Really? Not going to show up here? Okay. That's crazy. Okay. So let's pick our spots back here, and anywhere in this area could be good for that. So we're going to pull the F3 grid back up. We look at our grid. We're going to find 4 chunks right next to each other that'll be easy to work with. This wouldn't be too bad right here. We could just dig into that. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4 in that chunk, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in this one. Okay. We just recess them down. We can do this fairly easily. Just go ahead and take these out as well. Okay. All right, so this will be our first one. We're going to go take the sheep out from up here. And this server is spawner based, so we have spawners that spawns mobs with no AI. And you can just kill the mobs, collect the drops. Okay, there we go. I'll come back and fix that to make it look nicer. But back here, we'll put our sheep. You know what? This up here would be ideal. Let me check my coordinate plot again, just to see what is below this. Am I above the, let's see, 31.9. 31.9 is in fact above the underground, so we don't want to do that. Okay. But we can come back a little further over here and do it. So right here would be a good spot for one. Oh. What am I on? I can sit on, I guess I can sit on moss carpets. Okay. Put one there. That means this can be skipped over. And then right here, we can put another mob spawner. We'll come over 2 more chunks. Right there would be one. Yeah, we can work with that. And then 2 chunks. Right there would be another great spot for one. Keep forgetting that. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I have to put this back in when I dig those up. Okay. Let's see. Cool. I think I might. Let's go ahead and mark some spots down here too. We could do as well in case we want to switch it up. So that's that. That's going to come over to this. Skip that one, and then right over here would be another spot we can do this. Okay. Okay. So we can do a couple up here, a couple down here. Let's go ahead and dig this out, and we're going to put our sheep in up here. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we can deal with this. So what we have to do, these spawners still have rules, so nothing's going to spawn on moss because that's not the natural block for them. So we're going to have to come over here and put some grass around there for anything to be able to spawn. So let's go back to our caps lock's on. My bad. Let's go grab some grass, and that's going to be dirt, maybe grass. Oh, up. There we go. That's more than enough for what we're doing. Throw that dirt off into here. Guys, I have a lot of resources already built up, so I pretty much find what I need when I need it. 1 second. Why is this not... Why did I do that? Screen size is not quite fitting in there. So let's fit the screen. Stretch the screen. Okay. Allegedly, it should be good. Okay. Now, around this, we want spawning space. Now, I want at least 2 all the way around, but I don't like just perfect line squares like this. So we're going to try to stretch it out. We're going to put some extra things around here. So let's just start with this. Dude, why are you sitting? Start by clearing that out. Then we're going to kind of make it uneven around here. So we're going to dig out a little bit. Don't like that. Those lights down there are for the underneath here to light that up. So they shouldn't be a problem if I cover them. So as soon as I start laying blocks down, we're going to get spawns. There they are. Sweet. All right, and then we just take a look at it and see, is this the way I want it? I could probably... yeah, let's put moss back in here. Look at your shape overall, see what you think. Yeah. So we could probably find a way to automate this, but I kind of like just coming up here and chopping at them. This is a great spot because that path is leading back here. So we're going to go with this as well. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these. We're going to put one of our others right here. So sheep are there. Let's come back in and cover our spawners up. Get off my spawner. There we go. And we can even kind of stretch this out a bit so it's not. Get away. Something like that. Okay. That does cut down on spawn spaces, but it's going to be plenty. Like we're not in here trying to make the most efficient use of these. We're just kind of doing something with them, right? So it's not the end of the world to do that. Now let's come back over here and let's get those chicken spawners that are back here. Let's dig this up. And we're going to put those in at the back here. Really, I think the cows are the most useful one of all these mobs we have. So maybe I'll put them there. We need another path down here too, don't we? Yeah, so chickens, we can kind of automate with this fox up here. Once we place this, I'm sure he's going to want to come down once we get this up and running. So, okay, let's dig this out. 2 wide path around it, and then you just kind of take it from there. Let's get rid of our grid for now. Boom. Skeleton horses getting in the way. So yeah, these are naturally spawned skeleton horses. I had a long time ago up at the front of the base. I had one spawn and then had to fight the skeletons off of the horses. And I think I might have had another one happen in the back because I think these are 3 here. There's at least 1 up there. Okay. So there's that. Now let's go ahead and work in some natural shape to it. And we'll have to work on the lighting again. Yeah. We can work with that. We're going to bring some spots out too as well. So let's yeah, right there. Okay. All right, as soon as we add our grass in here, again, the spawns start happening. Sweet. There we go. All right, now we're going to come back in with our moss carpets, cover up all the spawners. And bring that out a little bit around the edges. So that's not a perfect square either. There we go. Cool. All right, so that's taken care of. We should probably put one of those lights in here. Cover that with a carpet. Should keep us lit up. What about up here? Is this dark? Oh. It needs to go away. So probably right here we're going to put one. Sweet. Okay. All right, so there's that. That'll be 2 of them. Now we've got our sheep moved, our chickens moved. Now we just got to find a spot for the cows and the pigs. Thinking, because cows are pretty useful still for their leather, so we can make books and stuff. So Definitely want to give them a good spot. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in there. Fill this back in. Sorry, guys. Okay, now, what is the ideal spot for the cows? You go right up here next to the sheep. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. Let's do it. Let's get our grid back up. Make sure I'm placing it in the right spot. That was not the right one. There we go. Okay. So 4 over here, 4 over here. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining the stream there, Colton. Glad to have you here. We're doing some Minecraft building on the simple survival server. It is mostly a vanilla server, but there are other things in here as well. It is survival, but I mean, when you have a flight command, you can either purchase, or in my case, I just played on here long enough and earned it. So, it's an economy-based server, and like for this particular one, we grind mobs out with these spawners, and we can sell their drops, or in this case, I'm just using them for the resources. I do have a large underground base we were working on in the previous streams. I can show you that in a bit. Right now, I'm trying to focus on the overground. I've been calling it because I really don't have a good word for what to call it. Oh, okay, and they've started already. Let's go ahead and get our outside a little unstraight first before we dig too deep into placing the blocks. Doom, 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 doom. And then we're going to bring that over here. And this one we're going to bring... Nope, 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 don't do that. Okay, there we go. Right like that. Okay, now we've got a much more natural... Well, thanks for the follow. If you are looking for a server to play on, they've got all kind of stuff on here. Hold on, let me go grab some more grass. Up here. Sweet. Okay. And back. I was actually looking for a server to play on. It's been about a year and a half ago, right when Minecraft came off with their official server list, and this seemed to be the best fit for what I was looking for. So I've been on here for, I guess, since November of 23. Yeah, that sounds about right. I've gotten a good bit done with my build. Let's get that there. We want to throw this light in here, cover that up, and then bring our get out of my way. Bring that block out a little bit. That looks much better. Okay. Yeah, so this, let me just fly around what we've got here. This is kind of the back side of the base. I need to fill that back in. It's going to bother me if I don't. Dun, 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 dun. So I really want the over base to be just kind of this nice, peaceful, relaxing place to be. Up over here, I've already got like some trees. These are just vanilla azalea trees. Like I haven't custom built any of these. I would probably, I think for custom trees for now, I'd probably just do a default tree and just edit it to make it look better. I've thrown in these, oh, hold on, that's annoying. These cherry trees here around this lake. And then we've got a waterfall over this way that goes down. This is the front of the base where I first started. So there was a terrain, you know how old terrain generation used to change. Oh, by the way, is the music too loud? Do I need to turn it down? Let me know. It's kind of loud in my ears, but it could be different for y'all. Anyway, it used to be when terrain generation would change, you'd have these just solid lines. Like, let me show you what that's over here. Oh, you want me to turn it up a little bit? I can do that. Let's bring it up just a hair then. So much of this area was kind of like this old generation, where like you go from the old generation into new and it wouldn't smooth it out. So I really liked the cliffs that it made. So I came in here and just kind of terraformed it in, and then built this little layer in here. Let's see here. So let me go in there. Layer. There we go. So I built this little overlook, and there's a good ocean there. We have the ability to sit. We have the ability to sit on slabs. So this was my little thing here. My little fireplace and all that. So, okay. Get off of that. Yeah, so here's like the beginning of my base I had in here. And I put a fireplace. I have little armor stands over to the side. And I had this area. I went crazy with just building a large area. It's just the same thing repetitively. And then I connected it under this other cliff. We'll build a lake there. And this is small compared to the, yeah, I definitely look like an evil mastermind in my little lair. Down here, I went ahead and dug this out too. I've got my sugarcane farms in here. We have entity limits on this server, so you can only have so many, you can only plant so many sugarcane. I think it's like 40 per chunk. So I just have this lined up where that's in a chunk, that's in a chunk, and then same over there. I figured I couldn't do too many more than that without it being like, it just wouldn't work. So anyway, this is just kind of the monotonous flying around in this space that's just open. I just wanted to do this, and this probably took me like a week or so to do. It was fun. The biggest thing I dug out, and we're just going to go down here, is the lower part. There's my nether portal. But this is basically at bedrock level. As you can see, that's what's underneath me here. We're working on building a city down here. My thought was to make this like a PvP area for people. Eventually, I don't know. Right now, it's just for fun. So I dug this giant space out. And eventually you can see the ceiling there. All the way down. I used bone meal and moss to get through most of this deep slate. I did dig out a lot of the deep slate too, because I like building with it, so I wanted to have plenty of it. So we started building mountain edges over here. I've got a little wireframe going. This is what I did yeah, it is really big. Over the last week, I kind of showed how we're doing this setup, and then I dug this wall back so that it kind of meets in with the top there. From the ground, you can't even see the top, which is really immersive in that. So yeah, and this wall, I'm eventually going to do that, get it all dug in. It's just, I'm having to knock this out a little bit at a time because it gets boring just digging through deep slate, and I definitely don't want to do that on stream, but this is kind of the starter line. This will get made better after a while, but basically for these mountains, I just make some straight lines where how I want the slope to be, and then I'll come in and connect those lines with this other horizontal line, and then just come in and start filling in the gaps with stone to kind of get my slope all through there. Underneath is going to be empty. This corner, we have a spawner set up, so I'm going to have a little entrance into like a mine where we come in here and work on those. And then I have some other spawner setups we're going to move. This tower was a bit different in the beginning. I wanted it to be in the middle of all the chunks, so I rebuilt it and made it where it comes down to the ground. Again, so like if we do make a PvP map out of this for people, they'll be able to access the tower. This was the path I started working on last week just to get an idea. I had another kind with sandstone and birch, but I didn't really like it. This one blended in better. So the basic idea is with these paths is we have like a pattern, like rules for this. So we're gonna have patches of this. This touches so gravel touches your cobble, and then andesite touches gravel, and then stone touches the andesite. And we can do it where it starts with any of these blocks, but then like leading out to the smoother stuff, those are kind of your rules to work with. So that's what I started laying out paths last week and getting the idea of what we're going to do with the paths. And I talked about a few weeks ago how we're going to do houses in here. I've got a few. These are our villager pods. So we can't have villagers. We can only have like 10 villagers in a chunk and the 2 surrounding chunks. So that means we have to leave like a two chunk gap and then have another set of villagers. For this one, I wanted them to be active, so these are all Fletchers where I can trade sticks to get emeralds if I want to. That's kind of my early way to do that. And then their bed is, all their beds are up here, so at night they come here to sleep. We got to make this look nicer, but that was my general idea. Give them a place to live. All of their places they can move in is within one chunk, so they're not going to move out of that chunk. And the same thing with my first librarians over here. They have their workspace up top here, and then they come down here to go sleep. And that's what's going on with that. We'll eventually do the same thing with these villagers here. I talked about moving these masons to another area, which could be here or elsewhere. So we'll keep them all separated and build them nice houses to be in. But this week I was just wanting to work on the overworld, the overground, I guess. It's all overworld. So yeah, this is my one custom tree I have so far. I'm not super pleased with it, but I'll work on that a bit more. I've done some large custom trees before. They just take a long time. So anyway, that's kind of a quick, brief overview of what's going on here. So sheep, cows, chickens. Now we just have to move our pigs. Let me go grab that real quick. Let's see here. There we go. Just throw some moss back in here. I'll make that look better later. Yeah, so pigs. Let's see, cows, sheep, chickens. We could just alternate and come over. Let's see, those aren't overlining, are they? I mean, let me place them. Hold on. Ah, wrong button. Hate it when I don't put my fingers back in the right keys. So that goes to there, and then these guys have these two. Okay, yeah, that's actually aligned just right. So we could do the pigs down here, over here even. That would be a little, too close to the edge. Let's do it here. We might even put mud around the outside of their spawning area just to make it more pig-like. But the spawner rules on the server for passive animals, they have to have grass to spawn in, so. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna go with that. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to re-terraform out here a little bit. So just starting with this 2 wide around it, and then we shape it in. Okay. That's a thought. Set up channel points for okay, yeah. So if people want me to do it, they would just buy things on there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I haven't really started gamifying my stream yet as far as that to get more involvement, but that'd be one way to do it. I don't want it to be boring for people to watch me mine Deep Slate, because that, I know mining it is boring. But I mean, I guess if people want to torture me, right? Okay, yeah. I don't mind at all. I mean, it's got to get done if I want it to look right. And like, honestly, like, as much as mining it is slow, like bone milling it is marginally faster. I haven't really timed it yet, but you got to bone mill it, and then you got to take it out with your hoe. I have a freaking crap. Anyway, hold on a second. I'm gonna get this right. What is my word? I'm trying to think. What is this? What is this stuff? I've forgotten how to Minecraft. Whatever this is. I have a Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Netherite. That's the word. Why did netherite escape my mind? I don't understand. Anyway, I have a netherite hoe for like just digging up all the moss I'd have down there, and it's called my moss eater. As a matter of fact, it is. I'm turning that music down just a hair. Sorry. Um, we have access to our ender chest through a command here, and then I have all my um shulker boxes in there. Yeah, so my moss eater, because I've got it specifically for doing moss. Um, we have spawner setups here. We have spawners that spawn XP bottles, and one of the players has a little setup for that. I'll show you real quick. Let me get rid of this. So for mending our tools and everything, we just go to warp XP, and then their spawner is just over here. And this is the maximum amount you can have together. And there's often just a bunch of XP just sitting here. And you just sit here for a second, and you just repair all your tools, and then you just go back. So it's fun to play on like that. We want to do a little bit of this around the edges too. What are you doing here? That is a naturally spawned chicken, by the way. Oh, yeah. Okay. What time is it? 2:15. Okay, I still have time. I've only got about an hour to be on here today. I've got to get some other stuff. I got an appointment with someone a little later on. I have to get to, but yeah. Cool. All right, so there's our pig setup. I'm going to come back in here and make the edges a little muddy because pigs are like that. They're just dirty. All right, I can get rid of these now. I don't need that. So this whole part up here, I've got lit up with frog lights just underneath some moss because I don't like the. Oh no, that's one of them. I don't like the look of excuse me, of torches everywhere. So that's my goal, is to not have torches all over my base. Inside here in the very middle, we just got some shroom lights behind trapdoors, and that gives us a nice gloomy, moody look in this area. But yeah, for all this, we've just got it lit up with frog lights underneath moss. For the overground area up here, I've got entrances into the lower bay, or the upper lower bay. No, I don't know. This part over here. I've got that in there, and I've just been mossificating everything above here. I probably want to take all this stone out and put moss in there just for the aesthetic I'm going for. I have been trying to terraform the underwater in a little bit, and I probably want to come in and make it look better as well. The back is still pretty bad, but you'll see I have those conduits placed around so I don't drown in here. This isn't too rough, but I've got some areas like this I want to smooth it in a little better to make it look good. But yeah, right now this is the back edge of our plot. I've got torches set up. Oh, I had to sacrifice some land. So right now this is the back edge. That was it. I haven't mossed it in, but I had to reclaim some blocks because out front, sorry, I cannot type. Out front, I wanted to set up a plot out here for a pixel art eventually. So I wanted to make sure I had all this claimed. So I sacrificed some land out back in order to be able to claim this. We'll get it all back eventually. That's not a worry. My little squid farm setup. It's pitiful, but it works. Out front here, this is the ugliest crane I ever tried to build, and I haven't really tried to build many cranes, but I want to make the cabin look a little better. But the idea is, and then I terraformed underneath here. No ship can actually land there for it to unload, but these are the cargo containers that are up top here. That obviously needs a little more work to make it look good, but how they get moved around, I don't know, but they are in these spots. So that's kind of the thing. This was supposed to be like a power source for what was a mob spawner up here, which I got rid of and moved it elsewhere underground. But I had a little entrance in here to come in and work on the spawners if I need to. But I think it looks cool. I still want to use it for something. I just don't know what yet. So I'll kind of scratch my head a bit. But that same idea of using these kind of lava cells as a power source, down below, I have a larger, wrong side, a larger lava unit, as far as the lore here, powering this. I don't know. I was trying to be creative, built this large battery cell thing, and then doing some electronics on the side. I don't know how this is going to tie in with the rest of the base. I mean, I think the whole idea of like there was an ancient civilization that was under here, and like there's some of their stuff that was here, and then like we've added over time, which is kind of what happened with this base, this little conglomeration over here. I had like some older stuff, and you can see how there's this platform where maybe a temple was at, and then they tore everything down and then built this bit on top of it, and then this other that kind of ties in but doesn't. So it's just kind of some thrown together different palettes. But that's kind of the idea of what I want. So we can definitely say that an old civilization was here. We repurposed some of their stuff and then built newer things on top of it, which surprisingly happens a lot in the real world. But yeah, this is just some technology that kind of powers everything. My original thought for this area down here was to have like pathways, hallways hanging from the ceiling, and I did have some before. I tore them out because they really didn't fit my vision of what was going on. So I wanted to get the bottom done, and we'll start building some pathways. I don't know if they're going to be just supported with pillars from the ceiling or if they're going to be supported from the ground. Maybe a mix of both. This up here is the landing that I built. It connects to the stairwells that take us upstairs to the under of the overground. This was that giant place with the sugarcane farms. And then another stairwell just takes us back up into the original underground base there. So anyway, that's a very quick tour of everything. Let's talk about laying out some paths in the overground, and I'm going the wrong direction to get there. We will quickly warp to it. So over on this side, we have got our spawners now set in here. So if we want to come farm some mobs, we'll come over there, bring your sword out. This is where I get my leather to make books, to be able to trade with the librarians downstairs. There's a limit to how many mobs can be in a certain area. So I think it's 10 for cows. So sometimes if some spawn in, they would just despawn. You might have just, like that, right there. You saw it in front of your eyes. This guy is a naturally spawned one. So if he wandered into here, he'd make some of these despawn or despawn himself. Okay. Was that dude trying to get... I don't know. All right, path. So I think for getting between these spawners, we want to have a path that comes around. It's going to loop up here. So if that's our chicken spawner, we're going to build a path that loops around like this. It comes up to the top. I can go over here and then shoot over here for our sheep as well. That naturally comes into this, so we can make this path come out to that. And then, did we... Yeah, we did put pigs all the way down here. We'll make a path that comes across the front. Now, whether or not it... yeah, it's going to stay up top here. I was going to say, whether or not it goes up and down, I don't know. But I think with the way the terrain is, we might not want it to dip down here. So we'll just kind of shoot through here. That can stay up there. And then probably build some more paths into this base here. Into the ground there. We've got this idea, which was spruce, strip spruce in like a check pattern with these brick stairs to line them on the sides. 1 second. Our music has stopped. I did not put it on repeat, so we're going to start this list over again and make sure it repeats. Okay. Cool. So that's kind of a layout for the paths here. Now, from there, we want this path to connect back up. Let's see what I have. This path here. So we do want to eventually wind through, and I might just take it from here and shoot across like that. Come down here. There we go. There we go. And that'll get us to our cows from the main base. We also want something coming from here up. So this is a path we have as well. I may use the other path palette we had downstairs for this. Using the sandstone and the birch would probably give a good lighter color texture. Might work out something with path blocks as well. This is pretty basic for pathing. This is actually spruce, but I think oak would work well here too. The spruce ties in where it gets darker here on the path. I'm just gonna let that guy take care of all these chickens here. We're gonna drill a hole back in, and that little fox can just have fun and take them all out. Let's watch for a little bit. This is fun to watch whenever they jump and attack. He's scared of me, so I'm gonna have to back off. Let's see if I can make him go back over. There you go. Okay. That's just fun to watch. I don't care, man. Like that's some that's the Minecraft content we didn't ask for, what we got. Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, so that we do have a lot of naturally spawning mobs up here, which is fun. This is my Zen garden. We'll probably want paths. We can't really connect down there without like a big stairwell. I wonder if I could do a bridge. How to debate that. Whether I can do a good bridge over there. 230. Okay, so that's one path. We'll probably want to shoot some over here as well to come up this side. I'm using these moss blocks just because they blend in enough that it's not going to bother me that it's sitting there, but they're let's pull this over a little bit. We're going to come up top here first. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of this. Anyway, but like it's not going to bother me that they're there. I'm going to be like, okay, that's just part of what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, I like the look of this brown color into here. Gives it a more natural look. So, part of this terrain, part of what I do is I've been trying to mix in spots of other colors. You see, we've got some green wool, grass, of course. Unfortunately, the grass means passive mobs are going to spawn up here. But what do you do, right? You see, there's a lot of them around this area because I got a lot of grass around this pool here. We could not do grass and then not have them spawn up here. We could probably bring in like green terracotta or lime terracotta to kind of do patches instead of the grass. That would be an option. I'm just thinking if I want to make a path through here instead of having that wall, but I'm not really sure. I still have some areas that haven't been lit up, and mobs do spawn there quite frequently, and there's still torches scattered on this side, but these are here for a specific reason. The center of that big battery-looking thing downstairs is... Okay, I can't open that one. Is down here, and I have debated whether or not that whole thing comes up through the ground, and this is where the edges would be. So here... around to here, and I think that would just barely miss this, but I would take out a large piece of this area under here and the one under that as well. So that's why I've kind of halted doing that. And that cuts all the way back to... I've gotten rid of the torches. It did come back in here to the back edge. I could re-measure that and mark it, but not right now. So that path goes there. Let's bring a path back up over to this edge as well. This that's not where I want that. Right there, just so I can see it more obviously. And we're going to shoot that back around here to our sheep spawn area. Cool. And then this can shoot this way. Across here. This is where that battery thing would come up if we did that, in which case we could shoot our path around either side. So come over here. This is probably best gone straight down over here. Could dig a stairwell into this if I needed to, so we can send that path this way. So it's going to come here, there, here. We'll just shoot it like over here. And then maybe down. Nope. Cool. All right, so there's that. Then that can come around. Still did it. I was trying to use the non-carpet ones to... That can also shoot through here. So it connects with that as well. We might... Let's come this way. Yeah, we'll do that. That way I don't have to change the trees. I mean, they're just azalea trees, but I think this is a little more open to bring the path through here naturally. You can just go there. Okay. So there's that. This path can continue this way as well and shoot over a little bit, and we're just going to ignore the fact that the traveling merchant died there. Whatever they're called, I can't remember. It's gonna come here. Right. That's a good general idea, and we can have this split off this way as well. What about here? We're gonna go up and over to this little camping area. We're gonna put like campfires and little tents and stuff under here. This can just shoot along the edge, maybe? Why not? There's still a ton I want to do with this build. I mean, I've been working on it 1.5 years, but I think it's still in its very early stages, oddly enough. Let's break off right here. We're going to come over to this. A little small bridge there. Going to connect into that and then shoot over here. Okay, let's see here. That's going to go near this door here. Boom. Okay, there's that path. And then we're going to shoot on around. It's a little trickier to get a path around here. We'll have to think about that. We'll at least connect this entrance up. Probably going to do another bridge right through here. There we go. Okay. So I'll connect that. I do want to have other stuff up here besides just these fields of moss. So So having some paths there, then we can figure out what buildings would go up here. That shouldn't be there. Go away. So I will bring more life to what's out here. Right now, this is just our blank palette, so it's taken us a bit. And as I've expanded, like this, this back end is going to keep going. So I don't have anybody back over here to get too close. I mean, there's a guy like 200 or 400 blocks over there. So as we get this, we start to eat up this island as well. And then the other side of this was, let's see here. So it's a fairly large plot. We've cut the back of this off a bit, but we'll get back over to there. So we're going to start getting into this and headed this direction with it as well. Up here, we've got our coastline there, followed by... I cut us back. I made sure we kept this. This isn't my part of my plot, but I went ahead and terraformed this underside here to make it look better. Might eventually be part of our property, but for now it's not. Somewhere up here is our front corner. There it is, right there. Pretty sure this is still us. So yeah, so this line over that way is what we have here. Yeah. So anyway, we didn't really do pass over this far yet. So this just needs to loop around here. I don't have a lot of moss left. We can get more. Okay, that goes there. I want it to come up here now. Yeah, right there. Let's not dip down that low. We're going to probably reshape some of this. And let's come along there instead. So it fits better. That ties in there. I want a path around. Yeah, okay, we got more. Around the lake here. Some pretty sitting areas and such. And then this needs a path down into it as well. Okay. Right there, good. So that'll connect us through to this entrance. And we're just going to come down from this entrance and go down to straight down to the ocean side. And then do whatever there. And this is going to split off this direction as well. I'm not sure what, but oh, there where it's more obvious. And we could build like a pier or anything off of here. Like it's wide open to what we want to do. The only way across is still almost could. I mean, we could do a bridge, just a diagonal bridge right here to connect us up to this. That is feasible. Let's just leave a floating moss. Oh, that's gone down there. Floating moss or two over here to kind of leave the impression of that. Okay, so that path's going to continue through there. And then up here, we're going to... no. Let's pull that back a bit. There we go. And that'll just come through here. We might still put a point of interest over here of some sort. Or just terraform this back in. It doesn't really matter. That'll connect us through there. That's good. I mean, there's not many other places for this. This is already pathed out. We could have some more paths that cut through. But there's not much pathing to do on this particular thing. we could come in and change the path blocks, perhaps, make it more interesting. Because it's a pretty basic path to begin with. But and then, I mean, that's really about it for the beginning overpaths. I do want to go ahead and clear out my mobs. Oh, already have it. We can also open up shulkers by shift clicking. All right, so I have this habit of holding down shift when I'm doing stuff. I don't really need to here, but like, especially when I'm building or digging, I want to control my speed, so hold down shift. So like, just to show you, let's see, general distance falling, distance crouched, okay? That's in kilometers, so that's 3 million, no, it's 300,000 kilometers. 3 million meters. 3 million meters I have crouched, if I'm reading that correctly. I've only climbed 32 kilometers. What else we got here? Sprinted. I've sprinted far less than I've crouched. This is crazy. Swum, walked. Like, I've crouched almost as much as I've crouched more than I walked. Okay, so like when I'm digging, like when I'm just digging a clear area out, I just have it like this, and I just crouch and walk along there. Just hold my button down for my pickaxe as I dig through everything, and I just crouch. So like, I have tons of crouch time going on, and it's just crazy. That's just the habit I've gotten into with building. This staircase does not fit the outer terrain. It does blend in. It does bring these blocks out. So, I might rethink it. But then we got this one over here as well, which brings those blocks in. So maybe it'll stay. Because it does tie that in. I need to do something with these edges to make them look nicer, but that should be easy to do. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it for now. I just wanted to do a little bit of pathing outside here, catch anybody up that's just joining, and we'll figure out a palette for that path and get it going. All right, and then on the top we can talk about trees. On the bottom we got to work on mountains. Maybe like you say, do some channel rewards for deep slate digging. So I'll think that out a little bit, dig into it and see what I need to do. So thanks for tuning in on this one, and let's just watch our fox eat up a few more of these chickens. 2 more left. Let's see if he'll jump for them. Oh, okay, I'll disappear. Sorry. Come back. Oh, come on, man. Do it. Yes. All right, let's finish it out with one more chicken. There it is. All righty, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. Hope this was enjoyable, and yeah, I'm hoping to find new ways to make this more exciting. But yeah, all right, have a good one.